Hello and welcome to Cognitions, speaking the unspeakable with JP
and Stacy D. I apologize,
She's
everybody.
blowing into that mic again.
JP was late and had me altered my time, and I wasn't able to do my mic check
Wait a
because we
minute.
always have to wait on JP all the time. It's just
Okay, first thing, that's
I
not
cannot
true.
work under these circumstances.
I was not late. It's only 2:02. I wasn't late. I walked in here at 2. Now, the person who's always late is the D. I ain't never been late to this show. Mr. Walker, can you name one time?
My name ain't Bennett.
His name's
He
Bennett,
ain't in it.
and he ain't it. He can't name one time that I've been late. All right.
We just start late so that you don't be late.
Yeah, we do start late, yeah. Okay, coming up on the show today, our question of the day is, I've been working from home throughout the pandemic. Now that my employer is requiring a return to the office, my anxiety is high. The thought of it almost sent me into a panic attack. And this is going to be a short question. I think we're going to have time for an additional question if we can get through this one. And it's really quick because it happened to me. So it's my own question. And D, I need you to answer it. How do you handle it when someone when someone asks you to be a reference, but you don't really know them, or you don't have anything positive to say about them?
Oh, wow. That happens to me a lot, too.
Does it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It doesn't happen to me a lot, but it has happened. And it's most upsetting when it's someone who I actually don't have a lot of respect for them and don't really have anything positive to say about them. So there's the shock of, why did they ask me? And then there's, and what do I do? Like, because I would not want to encourage someone to hire this person. So that's the other one. All right, so we got that coming up around the half-hour mark. We are broadcasting here on KUAW Radio, which stands for knowledge, understanding,
And wisdom.
and wisdom. Okay, so let's do our check-in. D, what you got? What you got? Update us on the romance.
Hey, this was really nice.
He's a nice guy.
He's like super, super nice. And he reminded me yesterday that we have our 2-week anniversary.
Oh, 2 weekend. The 2 weekend, the big 2 week.
The big 2-week
Is here.
anniversary.
All right now.
It was yesterday.
It's a milestone.
It's a milestone. Oh, Lord, that's still right here.
Do you all right? What's going on right now?
Okay. Yeah, so he's just like super, super, like really, really nice. And and we just really have to be aware of things. And I try to really be aware of things that I say some of the time. But I was entertaining. He came over and I was entertaining. And, I was getting phone calls. I was like, hey, I'm entertaining. I left it like that. So then one of my...
He came over unannounced?
No.
Oh, okay.
The kids were gone, so it was a good time for him to come over.
Okay.
So we were looking at TV in the front room, and one of my sorors called and asked me did I want to go to the play tonight. And I was like, I don't know. Let me ask my friend, do he have any plans for us? And he got in his feelings about that.
I don't understand. I'm confused. Say what happened again.
Okay, so I'm entertaining.
Right.
Okay. And so one of my sorors calling us, hey, are you going to go to the church play with me? Because we go to this church play every Easter, resurrection.
Mm-hmm.
And they have it, they have it on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And she's like, hey, I got tickets for us to go on Thursday. I'm like, oh, wow, I forgot about that. I'm like, I do apologize. I'm like, but let me ask my friend to see, do he have anything plan for us, and he got his feelings when I called him a friend.
Oh, because I was still confused. I was like, she told this story again. I still don't understand. It's the label of friend, but he
didn't
ain't
like
your
that.
man yet. It's only 2 weeks.
He says that we're exclusive.
Oh, what was that when he informed you of it?
No,
Because you clearly wasn't aware.
Well, he informed me of it when we went out that weekend. So he informed me of it that weekend.
The weekend before this conversation.
No, that weekend with the conversation that just happened.
Oh, okay. But
He
at
asked
the time
could we
that
be
you said it,
exclusive.
you didn't know.
Yeah, I did know. I mean, the conversation
was a
just
friend.
happened. No, he asked me, could we be exclusive? I'm like, yeah, we can be exclusive.
And then you called him a friend.
Then I called him a friend.
Oh.
So I had to apologize.
Yeah.
But I took
He
him,
ain't your friend if he your man.
yeah. And I took him lunch today to,
That's
say
good.
how sorry I was.
That's Did you make it?
Yeah. No.
Oh, you just threw some McDonald's at him.
No, I went and got him a salad. Because he
Okay.
goes without eating a lot of evenings. A lot of days at work, he goes without eating. So
Why'd you call him a friend? Because it happened really fast. You're exclusive in 2 weeks. So you're still in the mindset of calling him a special friend.
I didn't even say special. I just said friend. But
It's
he
been
should have
2 weeks.
But he should have felt special because I said, let me check with my friend to see do he have any plans for us, and I get back with you. So I let you be special. No.
Mr. Walker's like, no.
Okay, so everybody got to help the D with this whole
You
dating
minimize
thing.
the relationship.
Yeah, he didn't like that.
But the reason why he should make an exception, Mr. Walker probably ain't agree with. Mr. Walker's actually on his side, but I'm
Yeah, I
kind of on your
see.
side because when things are moving at warp speed,
Yeah.
a part of your mind is still at the stage that it would typically be at in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
He's already like 6 months ahead.
Yeah. And we
Tell him you
discussed
might
that.
accidentally call him a friend for at least another month or two.
Okay, so this is his mindset at it. He said at his age, at our age, he was like, it doesn't take all day to figure out what's good for you.
That's
what's
true,
not.
but it takes longer than 2 weeks.
Exactly.
So yeah,
He's-
he's right. It doesn't take, people who are seasoned. I ain't gonna say up in age. I ain't gonna say old as hell.
seasoned.
Don't tend to date for like years before, or months and months and months before giving it a title, making it official. But they do tend to take longer than 2 weeks. D.
I agree. But it's like we've been knowing each other for a long time because we just
It always
really
feel
has,
that way when your feelings is all
Is it?
caught up and your amygdala's inflamed.
It's not that much inflamed. I'm using restraints.
I like that.
Yeah, I
For
bet
those
you
of
do.
you, listen,
I bet you
listen. I would start using that in therapy. For those of you out there who have seen our shows when I covered neuroscience, the parts of the brain, if you saw that, you would realize how funny that was. What the hell I just said. Your amygdala's all inflamed. He got your emotions stirred up.
Actually, no. I mean, I know he's a good dude.
They must be stirred up. He your man. No, this ain't a good dude. This ain't a friend. This your man, and he needs you to remember that.
And he's, oh Lord,
He done made it clear.
he did. He was like, he want to be exclusive. He's like, he don't have time for, all the other. He was.
So did you get rid of everybody else?
I mean, I wasn't in a relationship with anyone else.
No, you just dating. Did you get
I
rid of
haven't really even
anybody
been
else that
dating.
anybody you've been talking to?
Yeah, I have. I told him I met, and that's been like really a bad little situation too.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking about somebody, so I can call and console him because you done let him know to get on somewhere.
And he just texted me the other day too.
He needs to stop texting you because you got a man.
I have a man.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Did you tell him?
He just texted me like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like, "I'm good."
See, you
And that
lucky
was
your
it.
man don't listen to the show, because you supposed to notify all your men.
It's
that-
not been going very well.
It's obviously going real well. You in a committed relationship
No,
in 2
I'm
weeks.
talking about with the other friend. Hey, what can I say? I'm a keeper. How about that?
Oh my goodness. I could have so much fun with we don't even have enough time for me to have fun with this.
Exactly.
But on a positive note, I'm happy for you, D, because
Thank you.
I was explaining this to a client who was wondering if he just met this woman and they've been seeing each other for about
2
5 weeks. 5.
They got 3 on me.
Yeah, 5 weeks. And they have become exclusive, and he loves her and she loves him. And so when he was uncertain, he was like, I can't tell this woman I love her in 5 weeks. I'm going to look like a stalker. And so he had decided he was going to wait. Look at my Tootsie Roll wrappers. He's going to wait until he came to therapy for us to discuss it and take a look at, is this okay? Because he wanted to ask me, like, can you tell somebody you love them in 2 weeks? Like, do you? But she dropped the bomb first, and he immediately spit it right back at her. I love you. I love you, too.
I love you too.
I love you. And so here's what I said.
Are they up
I
in
would have
age
encouraged him to. No, they young. I would have encouraged him to go ahead and do it, because you feel what you feel. And some people are like, well, that could be infatuation. Whatever. You feel what you feel.
You feel what you feel. That's the emotion.
And life is about the moments
Right now.
that we experience and that we gather and collect and add them to the book that is our life. Enjoy the moment. You don't have to, be overly focused on all the rules. You got to wait this amount of time before somebody can be your official whatever, and you can't tell them you love them until, enjoy the moment. And what I said to him was, listen, just go with it. Yeah, it's soon. It's very soon. If, God forbid, you end up getting to know this person that you feel like you love, and you're already in a committed relationship with them, and then you discover some things and it ends up not being a good fit, oh well, you still had an experience. So even if you have to end it, it's like, don't have regrets if you have to end it 6 months later and be like, I can't believe I was in a committed relationship within 5 weeks and talking about I love her. What? You absorb the experience and be thankful for that. Regardless of the bad, we need to hold on to those things that are positive in our experiences. And then the bad parts, which is why you end up breaking up with somebody.
It's over.
You just hey, I'm gonna let it go, but do not have regrets. That was my main point to him, is even if 6 months down the line this doesn't work out, you shouldn't have any regrets that you felt what you felt, you expressed what you expressed, you did what you did, which was enter into the relationship, because at this moment you are loving the experience, so it's enhancing your life.
It is.
So go with the flow.
Go
Shoot,
with
you
the
want to make
flow.
somebody your man in 2 weeks? Make him your man in 2 weeks.
He's my man. He's not a special friend. He's not a friend. Okay, so let's
She
talk
done
about
made it
the other
official
me. It's
and
official
public.
In public. Okay, so the problem is with my other friends.
Mr. Walker and the professor are cracking up. But tell us about your other friends, because
other
they gotta
friends-
go.
I know, I understand that. And I've been trying to let them go, but they're like very emotional. Like, I've been rocking with you and I've been giving you your space. And so how did this dude just get on up
In
in
2
there and
weeks.
and just took my space?
Mm-hmm.
So they really have issues with that. Like, I've been walking with you. Did you know I'm like, yeah, I know you did.
It has happened so fast that it hasn't given them time to adjust either.
Well, they
Because-
don't understand how did someone get in the middle of me and them.
because this someone is more special than them, and
Oh Lord, I can't say
they
that
didn't
to
measure
him.
up.
I can't say
You
that
can't
to
say it, but I can say it.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell everybody to watch today's
Right, because
broadcast.
that really is what it's about. Like, they didn't measure up. Their puzzle pieces did not fit with your puzzle pieces
Not
as
at
well
all.
as his puzzle pieces did.
Exactly. Because trust, I have had fun with all you guys. We enjoyed. We had great
She's
times.
making a public service announcement to all her men right now.
No, I only have
I
one
had
man.
fun
They
with
were
all
my
of y'all.
friends. They were friends.
I had fun with all of y'all. It's been real. Look, it's been real. Go ahead, D. This is a wonderful little speech that you give.
And you will always have a special part in my life. But just like JP
It wasn't special
said,
enough. That's why you're out now.
See,
And
I
he's
always tell
in.
you to stop kicking down the front door. Can we go
It
through
was
the
too
back
much,
door
wasn't it?
sometime?
It was
Yes.
too much. I'm sorry.
But
I do.
it was something
keep it
about
too
you
real.
that I didn't like, and that's the reason why I kept you aback.
You talking to one.
Them.
Oh, you're saying to all of this, what she's saying to all of y'all had something wrong with you that I did not like.
And JP was helping me work through it.
But you know what?
What?
I'm gonna help them out a little bit. To you fellas out there,
Out there.
another possibility. All of us are imperfect, so it's probably not so much about your imperfections. It really is about what he brought to the table. Don't make it about you and what you didn't bring
That's
to
a
the
good
table.
one. That's a good
It's
one,
like
JP.
he just brought more to the table. Like, he brought the whole Thanksgiving dinner, and some of y'all just brought Sunday dinner, and some of y'all,
Some of y'all just bought ice.
a Wednesday night dinner.
No,
Some
they
of
just
y'all
bought ice.
just showed up with a bag of ice.
A bag of ice.
And a 2-liter.
And a 2-liter. We could even. And some foil to take some. Wait a minute, and some aluminum foil to take some stuff home. Yeah.
You didn't bring enough to the table.
Didn't bring enough to the table. I'm
And
sorry.
he-
And he is a
He
total
showed
package.
up within 2 weeks. He showed up with a whole Thanksgiving dinner. I'm talking turkey, brisket, ham, fat back, probably a pot of chitlins. Like, he showed up
everything.
to feast with the D.
And one thing about that I like about him is that he's very mild mannered, but when he speaks with
With some authority.
yes, he speaks with a lot of authority, and he doesn't have to holler. It can
He don't
still
do
be
all
his. It can
that.
still be his whisper. You know,
But
just
you
like
can tell when he says something, he
just
mean
like
what
he
he's
said,
saying.
"I want you." I'm applying pressure.
Ooh, I'm applying
He's
pressure.
applying. He said, "I'm applying pressure. It don't take me no years."
I like it that he went
to
ahead
figure out-
and said he was applying because
Yeah.
some people apply pressure, but they act like they ain't applying pressure.
Yeah, he told me- he
He's
said-
like, I'm applying pressure.
I'm applying pressure.
Because he knew you had other options out there,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, I need to swoop her up.
And that's basically what he said and done.
And when he said that to you in his voice that meant business,
Mm-hmm.
you had to shut your mouth and listen.
And that's exactly what I did.
Because the D, she do know when to shut her mouth.
Yes, I do.
Professor
you
said I
say?
didn't know that. The professor, I didn't know. They couldn't imagine your mouth ever being shut.
But I did.
Is he the kind of person who, even though he's quiet spoken, but he can speak to a child in a way that gets their attention?
Mm-hmm.
Sit a heathen straight up in their chair, and they know, ooh.
And
he
you know
means
and
business.
guess what? He's not
'Cause
even
he's got
6 feet tall
kids and
either.
grandkids, right?
He don't have any grandchildren.
He'll have grandchildren. He got regular kids. He's not 6 feet tall. What does height have to do with
Because
sounding authoritative?
that was one of my.
Yeah, right.
He got to be this tall to ride the ride.
Clearly, he's already been riding, and he's not that tall.
Nobody has rode the ride, but
Because in 2 weeks, he your man.
we are PG-13.
2 weeks.
Okay, so what's your check-in, JP? Because he just really
Oh,
feeling
my God.
himself on this before Good Friday. Come on, what's your
This is
check-in,
so
JP?
funny. Okay, we probably should get to my check
Exactly.
before you get us censored again.
Mm.
Okay, I completed my Chinese diet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now the D wanted me to do a month, but I got weddings and birthday parties and stuff. And as I was saying about enjoying the moment and the experiences,
Because he's a foodie.
and I'm a foodie. If I'm going to a wedding reception, a birthday party, I'm eating whatever I want. Okay,
I hope they have some good cake.
please.
Don't that
I've never
don't that
had
make you
bad wedding
mad?
cake.
You haven't? Oh my God, I have. When people try to do too much,
Like
wedding
what?
cakes are just supposed to be
I don't
white
think you can mess
cakes.
up a wedding.
Just the
Oh,
white cake. Don't do all the
we did that. though.
carrot cake.
You must
the
not have had
red.
ours. We
No, I
had
left
a
'cause I
layer
had
of
a bond.
strawberry, which I didn't get any of, because we should have took your advice. Then I might have got some cake, okay? Because you can't have strawberry cake with black folks. They ate all that up.
You should have had that as your groom's cake. And then they
Wait.
wouldn't have cut it.
I don't know if I had a groom's cake.
I thought you did.
I don't think so.
You did?
I think I had the ice sculpture instead.
Oh,
with
yeah.
the booze
Which it was
flowing
bad.
out of it.
It was bad.
But I know one layer was strawberry, one layer was white, because you got to have your traditional white cake. And then I can't remember what the other one was. I have never a plain white wedding cake. I will tear that up. Like
all you
I have,
need.
I'll eat any
But sometimes the
wedding cake.
frosting has to be good. And I don't like all that.
When is it ever bad on a wedding cake?
When they use that one stuff, because I wouldn't let them use it on my wedding cake. That paste,
fondant.
that fondue.
Yeah, we didn't have fondant.
Give me icing.
A true now the D is preaching right now. Because when we went, you know how you go to the cake tastings to taste all the different kind of cakes, and when you a person who likes wedding, I'm up in there fisting every kind of cake that woman brought out. I was like, they
And our
all good
water.
to me. Only thing I wasn't, because I don't really eat chocolate cake. It has to be made from scratch. Like
I don't
it has
particularly
to be
care
made
for
from,
chocolate
from
cake.
scratch. But our baker, and she told us this. She said, "I don't use fondant," and what she
Thank the
explained
Lord.
is, a good pastry chef can take
Come
that
on now.
buttercream and make it as smooth as fondant.
Yeah, and it tastes good.
And when she got done, I was like, I thought she said she wasn't using fondant. That's how smooth it was. It looked like it was. So for those of you out there who are, you're gonna be getting married or something, you don't have to have
I'm going to be
fondant.
getting married next year.
D, you
coming
don't
to that
have to
wedding
have
too?
fondant.
I'm
Well,
not.
he your man in 2 weeks, so he's probably gonna be your husband in 6 months.
Okay. Hey, and we're going to have a bigger wedding than the last one was.
Okay, you're gonna go take it to another level.
Yeah, I'm getting married in a mansion.
Okay, you don't have to have fondant.
We not having that. We having real icing. Mr. Walker, where you going? You going to be invited too.
Mr. Walker, hey, Mr.
You,
and Miss
Mr.
Walker,
and Mrs. Walker's going to
and
be
invite
invited.
the professor.
And the professor.
Let the professor
who you
come.
bringing?
The professor probably wants fondant though.
He's going to want a DJ too. He going to think he's
Professor,
the DJ.
you gonna DJ? Here's the problem with fondant. It's chewy.
You're not even supposed to eat it.
It's edible, D.
And it can't be the way it tastes.
You've been peeling that off of. No, you're not supposed to peel it off.
It's not right.
It's edible. It is edible, but it's chewy. It's got a gummy kind of,
It messes up the whole cake.
Well, but it does make it pretty.
Okay.
For those elaborate cakes, because there are some things that you basically got to break out the fondant for. Like, when you watch the cake shows on the Food Network and they be doing all these elaborate things with the cakes, that's fondant. Because they be having it be like a big old
and they
sheet.
probably don't even taste
They be
good.
snapping the fondant like this, like a sheet, and throwing it.
It don't. And a lot of people's cake do not taste good.
you don't want it dry. So, yeah, I mean, have a good cake, D. Now,
Have
at your
to.
last wedding,
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what kind of cake you had.
White.
White, no fondant, and it was moist.
Mm-hmm.
Then just go back to that baker.
I am.
Because that baker probably like, look, I'll do all
Oh, he
your
was
weddings.
bad. He was bad.
Okay.
Mhm.
So he's like, look,
I got you.
I'm ready for the next wedding.
know.
He probably told you that. He probably didn't say it then because it would have been appropriate.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have been appropriate.
Okay, so real quick, let me wrap this up because we only got 2 minutes. My Chinese diet. Here's what happened. Because something did happen. I have an addiction. And my addiction made me go to the Chinatown Chinese market in search of sweets. I had to have some snacks, okay? A person can only eat so much rice pudding. I had to have some snacks. And so when we walked,
I don't even think rice pudding was really in the Chinese diet, but come on.
it wasn't. That was my addition.
Incorporated.
That was my
Incorporated it in there. Okay.
That was my addition to the diet because I gotta have some sweets. It was just vegetables and fruit. The Chinese diet is vegetables and fruit. So really, if you want to do a Chinese diet, don't eat anything fried. You can't have bread. You can't have all that kind of stuff. All you can have is vegetables and fruit and crab ragoon, which I tore up. And so we walk into the Chinese market. They had all the snacks right there by the door. Nadine and Sashi made it through the whole market.
And you still at the front
I
door?
was still right there picking out snacks. So I bought y'all some Chinese snacks because the Chinese snacks derailed me. Okay, so here's what I learned about Chinese snacks. Now that's strawberry cake, okay? And the snacks derailed my weight loss.
Okay.
Over the course of the week,
And that don't look right. What is that? Popcorn?
those actually taste good, but they weird. Over the course of the week,
Okay.
Right.
What is these fig Newtons?
they look like a fig Newton. Okay, look, let me see. Can I hold it up right here? Okay, so this is arrowroot cookies. Okay.
I might be allergic to that.
Gee, there's no nuts in here. Anything you're scared of, just say you allergic to it. Okay, so this here is pineapple cake, and this is actually good.
This look like a fig Newton.
Yes, and here's the thing. What makes it different than a fig Newton is at least the cake surrounding a fig Newton is sweet. They don't really use sugar in their
Hell
sweets.
no, so that's not right.
Right. It's basically
A strawberry fig Newton.
they probably consider it sweet, but that ain't what we call sweet, okay? And when I eat sweets from different ethnic groups and cultures,
It ain't worth my 100 calories.
I usually find that they're not sweet enough. And so I've realized the problem is not the rest of the world. The problem is black folks. We use a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
Our desserts be sweet for real. If we gonna eat a peach cobbler, we gonna get diabetes from that cobbler.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be right.
Because you're going to simmer that brown sugar and sugar just simmering in almost half the day. So when you get a peach, you be like, ooh, that's sweet.
Our desserts, I realize our desserts are really sweet. This is better, but it looks like a fig Newton too. But this, they accidentally probably put too much sugar in. So this ends up tasting sweeter. The one that was really good was these chocolate sticks. But
Yeah,
I didn't
you didn't bring any of those.
Because
What happened to those?
Those are really good.
And those are gone.
And Sashi loves those.
Look at that.
There's only
it's
a few
really,
left.
really thick.
It looks like, but it's got pineapple. It's a little sweeter, ain't it? Not much.
Anybody want to taste it?
Yeah, I brought this enough for Mr. Walker and the professor.
Anybody
Okay.
want to taste
And
this?
so
go ahead on.
taste all of them. Taste all of them.
I'm allergic to the root.
Yeah, you allergic to the root.
I'm allergic to the root.
So over the course of the week, I ended up plateauing after I ate these sweets for about 2 days. And the only reason why I didn't gain weight is because I went to the gym and did like 1,000-calorie workout one day and went twice the other day. Otherwise, I would have actually gained weight. And so over the course of the week, I ended up losing 3 pounds, which if I wouldn't have went on my quest for snacks, I probably would have ended up losing 4, maybe 5 pounds in the week, which actually is a lot.
Yeah, that's pretty good because I use 4 pounds a month.
Yeah, even 3 in a week was pretty good because that would have been, if I'd have did a month, that's 12. That's 12. How's that, Mr. Walker? What you think about the roots? It's not bad. It's better than them. It is. It's better than them. Let me tell you, you might be allergic.
I know.
Here, let me have one. Because I don't remember what it tastes like. I remember it was good.
Cane sugar and butter.
The problem with these is they dry. It's like a dry shortbread cookie. Arrowroot. Because sometimes you got to get to the root to get your snack. But it's good. It tastes like a shortbread cookie. It just doesn't have the butter. This goes back to Chinese people eating healthier. This is a shortbread cookie without butter.
Yeah. Do we have any water?
You do need water to wash it down because it's dry. Okay. So that was it for the Chinese diet.
Oh, thank you,
Now-
Mr. Walker. I appreciate you.
Here's what I've been doing. I'm still incorporating it. Mr. Walker dropped one. It's shattered into 1,000 pieces. That's how dry it is. If your dessert shatters into 1,000 pieces when you drop it
not
on
right.
it needs more butter. Okay. And so I've incorporated, because I'm still eating low amounts of meat, no more than 1/3 of my meal. And I'm eating some meals that are just vegetables. So what I've done is, even though it's over, I'm still doing my fruits and my vegetables. Really the only difference is I missed cereal. So I had to have some Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Had to have it. And what else was it that I've had since? Of course, ice cream, because I really am addicted to ice cream. I typically would eat ice cream every day, and I didn't eat it that whole week, okay, because I'm a 365-day-a-year ice cream eater, okay?
Something's not right. My stomach.
It's
need
the
a
roots.
ginger ale.
It's the roots. It's the roots. I gave you the roots.
You gave me the root.
Okay, let's get to mental health and illness in the news. This is going to be quick. Instagram and Facebook, they're being sued. I wasn't aware. Apparently, everybody knew about this lawsuit but me.
The Cash App man got killed.
What?
Yeah,
I don't understand. The developer of Cash App,
he did.
because he also owns Square. And I do
I know
like,
my bail bond stuff is through Square.
yeah, I have clients pay through Square. How'd he die?
Didn't he get killed? Yeah, he got stabbed.
Really?
Yeah.
By a woman?
I don't know. I didn't go that deep. We're going to get our researcher to look that up. You know what? We really are one today.
He was out at 2:30 in the morning in San Francisco, and they saw a car pull up. They got some video, but I don't think they actually saw the stabbing.
Wow. Because I love Cash App
And that was
and
our
Square.
researcher, Mr. Walker.
Mr. Walker, like, you ain't gonna make me your researcher, but he already had that information. I love Square and Cash App because I switched from PayPal to Square
PayPal
to
charges.
have clients pay me, and I didn't like PayPal. Square is so much better. That's
It is.
unfortunate.
It really is. Okay, get back. Facebook
Okay.
and Instagram. I have to
The
help the
Instagram-
ADHD person over here, y'all.
Oh, now I got it. Okay, because it's contagious. The Instagram, Facebook addiction and depression class action suit.
Wow.
They are being sued, and apparently, people are committing suicide, and their family members are blaming Facebook.
I can
and
believe
Instagram.
that. I can believe that.
In cases of a death by suicide, the surviving family members could be awarded $1.5 to $5 million. I was driving down the street and heard the commercial, like, if you've been experiencing all the symptoms of depression after you get off of Instagram, call us. I'm like, who's depressed from Instagram? Well, here's why. The commercial highlighted the symptoms of depression. More so, it didn't really talk about addiction. And what I was thinking is, if you end up depressed because of social media, it's probably because you're addicted to social media. And so, but what they were saying is that young people, especially teenagers, are watching these Instagram models, and then they feel bad about their own
Body image.
and then they become depressed, and then they become suicidal, and then they kill themselves. And somehow
Wow.
this is the social media sites' fault. And so, of course, I disagree. And here's the reason why.
I disagree also.
If someone is offering a service and you choose,
Your
you
choice.
open up an account, you choose to engage in that service, and so you looking at it and you see these models, and then you look in the mirror, and then you look in the models, and you start feeling some kind of way. As young folks say, I started feeling some kind of way.
Is that what they say?
That's what they say, which I'm like, what kind of way? I used to always say, what does that mean? What do you mean some kind of way? Can we name our feelings, please? Because, therapists, name your feelings. Well, some kind of way is depression and all these symptoms. But I think that, one, it is parents' responsibility to instill
It is.
self-worth and self-esteem
It
in
is.
your children.
We're our first. I always preach this. We are our children's first teacher. We are our children's first love.
Right.
We are our children's first role model.
First supporter,
Yes.
first motivator,
Yes.
first fan.
Yes.
If you have instilled a healthy level of self-esteem and self-worth in your children, they should not be able to look at an Instagram model or Facebook
Hell, I could be
model
an Instagram model. Let me get up in there and start Instagram modeling.
and dropping it like
Like
it's
it's hot.
hot and twerk.
Yeah.
Right. Well, don't do that, D, because you're gonna make somebody commit suicide. Apparently,
Well, you know what? I don't know how.
even though they're
Because
choosing to look
who's
at
that
you.
rapper? Who's that one female rapper?
There's a lot of female rappers.
No, the big one.
There's a lot of big female rappers.
What you say? Lizzo.
Is she a rapper?
Lizzo-
I
Yeah.
thought she was a singer.
I don't know what she is, but I thought she done brought all the big girls out here wearing these little halter tops and little bitty skirts.
She said, "Big girls, come on, big
yeah,
girls."
so I don't understand.
She
if
said,
she's-
"Big girl is in."
Exactly.
Well, apparently she's mistaken because kids are.
Well, y'all need to tell some of these big women to stop wearing these halter tops with 5 stomachs out.
Here's what I think happens.
Let me hear.
Those are probably not the ones that are making the kids depressed.
I don't think so either.
And I don't have Instagram, so I don't
I
know
do,
what
but I don't know how to
Instagram
get on
models
it.
look like. Can you pull it up right now?
No.
I need to see what these
Drea
Instagram
has to be
models
with
look
me
like.
for me to pull it up because I don't even know what's the icon.
Well, apparently there's beautiful women on Instagram. So beautiful that teenage girls are looking at them and getting
They're
depressed.
called influencers. Is did I say that right? Influencers. Yes. I was.
They're not called models.
No, they're called
in-
influencers.
Not-
Instagram influencers. They get paid exactly.
based upon how many people look at their pictures. Well, so that means that the parents also are not monitoring how the kids
Exactly.
are, because I'm like, I still think it's an addiction that is causing them to look at these models often enough for it to start making them feel
Some
depressed.
type of way. Exactly.
But Instagram and Facebook or whatever social media site, they are offering a service. I don't think that people should be able to voluntarily partake in a service you're offering
Voluntarily.
and then sue you
And then sue me.
because they couldn't handle what they looked at on your site. But this class action suit is for real. And people are coming forward and talking about, look, I heard about this class action suit, and I did start feeling sad after looking at this Instagram model a couple of weeks ago. I thought I was going to kill
You know
myself.
what?
How much money can I
started
get?
looking at them. It just makes me don't eat for a couple of days.
So they be really in good shape.
Yeah, because my granddaughter showed me some.
Are these regular models, though, or models
Okay.
who can only be on a social media site?
I think some of them is only models that can be on a social media site. There's a lot of transgenders on there.
Really?
A lot of them. Yeah, my spectrum person is one.
A transgender Instagram model that makes kids commit suicide?
Yeah, we were something talking about. You know how I talk to everybody. And she told me she was an influencer and gave me her. I'm sorry, they gave me their
Does
Instagram.
she know?
No, you cannot say she.
If she's okay with it. Did she say that you cannot use the pronoun she? Or did she say, I need to be referred to as they?
She
which-
told me to call her unique.
Call her by her name.
Call her by her name. Because I asked.
That ain't her government name. But
I don't
okay.
think it is either. but because I asked, because of, I'm trying to be
Politically correct.
sensible.
And
yeah,
and I try to call people they when they say they.
Mm-hmm.
But
she said, no, call me unique.
some transgender people, their goal is, can you just call me she and her, because they've been called him their whole life.
And he.
And so they're like, but yet make it clear what you want to be called.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
And I was really mad at her breast because I was like, girl, you know what? I'm mad at you. You're still look better than mine.
well, probably because she's been influencing enough to
Influencing
make
enough.
enough money to get some work done.
Exactly. And that's what she's doing. Unique.
Well,
Spectrum.
Unique needs to be aware that teenage girls are getting suicidal from looking at Unique.
At her body. Because her body was bad. And it's always easier for a man to make,
How is that?
that's what they
How
say.
is it easier for a man to create the curves of a woman?
Well, she didn't have very many curves.
Okay.
She
then
was slender, but she had some.
Was that implant also?
That's what she told me.
Oh, well, okay.
And her wig was put on really, really well too.
What the parents can do is teach your kids
Teach.
that what you are looking at, this woman that you are looking at, whether it's, a woman, transgender, male models, it might be male models on there making some of the boys get a little suicidal, 'cause
Who knows?
they on there, they buff. But when it comes to the teenage girls and they're looking at these, these ladies on Instagram, the Instagram models, the influencers, what you also have to point out to your kid is, listen, if this person has had work done, why are you comparing yourself to somebody who's had work done? Okay, because if they have spent the money for the breast implants and the
Brazilian butt lift,
the butt
the BBL.
implants, and then the lift and getting all the fat sucked.
JP,
like,
do that again.
why-
How you do the lift?
the lift,
Lift.
like, I mean, really, when you think about it, tell your children that what you are looking at
It's
is
fake.
Well, see, I was really trying not to say that, but the D done kept it very
Speaking
real.
unspeakable.
You speaking of unspeakable. It's a finished product. And so as a teenager who's walking around with what God gave you, stop comparing yourself to another individual who is walking around with a finished product that was created
That they bought.
that was created by man. Because what I'm thinking that the kids are doing is they're looking at it and they're not thinking about the fact that this person has had work done. They're thinking, well, if this person could be born this way, why was I born this way?
And there go the depression.
And there it goes.
And there go the suicidal.
They would not be comparing themselves if they knew that work had been done. But still, regardless, as parents, please instill self-worth and self-esteem in your kids. Teach them that beauty radiates from the inside, internally to the outside. But also teach them to love and appreciate their outside with all of its imperfections.
No body shaming.
Right. Teach them to love their body and to not do a comparison to somebody on social media that they don't even know.
And also, so you can use your phone and you can do some edits on those pictures too.
Oh, without having to pay for surgery?
Yes. I mean, probably have some surgeon, then still did some edits and everything.
Oh.
Yeah.
So some of them probably haven't had work done. They just
Probably
know how to
have
work
had
that phone.
Exactly.
This is what kids need to know.
Yes.
Kids out here committing suicide because of an Instagram model. Okay, let's get to our question of the day. I've been working from home throughout the pandemic. Now that my employers are requiring a return to the office, my anxiety is high. The thought of it almost sent me into a panic attack. Here's my thoughts on this, because this keeps coming up in therapy. Most of the people who are experiencing this are people who already had some social anxiety.
I already had some.
And so they embraced the pandemic and was so happy
Loved
to be at home.
it so much.
They was like, Lord, this is the best my life ever been.
If I don't want to take a shower, I don't have to.
Right. And then their employer said, okay, we're heading back into the office. And then the anxiety increased. And we've talked about this on the show before because panic attack is mentioned. If you are exposed to something that causes you fear and anxiety, it can push you over the line into a panic attack. Okay. The other set of people who this happens to are people who just never really liked working in the office.
Mm-hmm.
I can see them experiencing some anxiety, but for those people, I think they probably had an underlying component of anxiety that they thought was just them not liking going in there.
Exactly.
And this isn't just social anxiety, because a lot of times people are thinking this is social anxiety. They don't want to be around people. But I have also had clients say that they are nervous about going back into the office because they don't want to be in close proximity to people who are looking at them while they're working, because they're worried that they're going to be evaluated or judged based upon their work. And that's performance anxiety. So some people are dealing with some social anxiety. Some people are dealing with some performance anxiety. Okay. And so here's my thoughts on this is that it has to happen. Okay. You need to accept it. Those employers who are saying, your symptoms. Okay. What happened?
He be messing with me.
No, the professor.
Mr.
How many
Walker,
times
wasn't
have
he
I
messing
asked the
with me?
professor to just walk out of the studio?
Mr. Walker,
Without,
wasn't he messing with me? He was taunting me. He was taunting.
He looked at you, Mr. Walker,
And kept on until I looked back
officially-
at him.
Okay, then yeah, he's messing with you. Okay,
I told you.
we need to get him some meds.
Yeah.
Shoot, he needs something because he's distracted. Okay, and so here's my thoughts, because you got me off track, because you and the professor love to play ADHD games. You got to go. We're not going to sit here and tell you that you are going to get out of it because you have anxiety, because employers do not care. If they say you coming back up in this office,
They said
you going
contact
back up in that
EAP.
office. You can call EAP and get you some sessions to help you prepare to go back into that office.
Call EAP.
Because I am seeing clients who I had to help them to get back into the office. Now, I will admit, some of my clients was like, I'm going to just find another job. And they did.
And they did.
and they found another job where they are able to work from home 100. I'm talking about like
100%
full
remote.
professionals working from home.
Mm-hmm.
And so you do have that option. But if you are not able to find another job that is going to allow you to permanently work from home in your pajamas, you're going to the office. Accept it. Okay, now here's what you do. You start by visiting the office to get yourself reacclimated to the setting, because you've been out of the office for 3 years, okay? And so what you can do on a weekend, if you got keys to the building and security let you up in there.
Access.
Okay. You can go by there on a Saturday. Go by your old office or your cubicle. Sit in your chair. Look around. Just get re-familiar, because you probably, the anxiety has caused you to envision the office as being more threatening than what it is. Okay. And so you need to go back up in there and just kind of just take it all in. Take it all in and tell yourself, I have worked here before and I did just fine. I can work here again, and I am going. You have to have, because you also have to like you got to talk sense into yourself, basically. These positive affirmations and self-calming interventions, that's on the cognitive side of this. Going by the office is on the behavioral side of this, because of course this is like a cognitive behavioral therapy. Make any necessary adjustments or accommodations that can be made. And here's what I'm talking about. One of my clients, I had her to go by her office, and the setup, she was like, this setup worked for me before, but I'm having too much anxiety. It's not going to work for me now. And so she talked to her boss and was like, I need to be moved away from the bathroom, because people going in there, they taking dumps, the door's opening, the feces is hitting me in the face. That makes me anxious, which will make you anxious. Okay. Because I don't have anxiety, but if I had to sit by the toilet all day and people going in there after lunch and they do it dumb.
just blowing it up. Okay.
Nobody should be seated too close to the
agree.
bathroom
I agree.
at the job. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, so
He's feeling good today, you guys, because he's about to go out of town, and he's just all up in himself today. Okay, we have not been able to get through this show.
I know.
It's really, really bad, and it's not my fault this time.
Okay, so let me keep going. The chair type.
Yo, that's good.
I had another client who they have been sitting in a really comfortable chair at home. To work at home, they went out and bought them a really good chair, because when the employers sent everybody home to work because of the pandemic, they didn't say you could take the office chairs. So people had to buy their own chair, and some people bought really good ones. So when they get back in the office and they sit in their old chair, they like, this ain't gonna work for me. And so if you need to, take your chair from home up into that office so that you can be comfortable. Okay, so you can do that. Now, I had another client, the lighting was a problem. Them office lights they're bad. And they've been studied and shown to be bad for you. And so what
it's the same type of lights that's in here.
It's these kind of lights.
Yeah.
Well, the audience, because we got all these bright studio lights and big silver umbrellas to really light us up. But if this wasn't on, it'd be this. But in an office, it's a lot brighter. And they have shown that it can affect the person's mood. It can increase anxiety and all of those kind of things. What one of my clients did is she asked her boss if she could have her desk moved into a room and not turn on the lights, and she brought lamps. And lamps create a totally different mood. Because if you walk into any therapist's office, they are not going to have these overhead bright, what's the name of these lights? Mr. Walker. Yes, the fluorescent. They're not going to have that, because in a therapist's office, a therapist is supposed to create a mood. And so that's the reason why, with the exception of the community mental health center,
Yeah, that was terrible.
in most therapist offices, you have living room furniture. We didn't have living room furniture at the mental health center.
Except for Miss Kitty.
Yeah, but she had a whole bunch of other crap up in there and lost hamsters that died. Like, this was a therapist who was like a hoarder. And
She was funny.
which was bizarre, but she's really sweet. But like, one of her creatures escaped from her office and ended up in my office. And I don't like creatures, okay? But most therapist offices, you're going to have a couch, you're going to have 2 chairs or chair, a love seat, like it's office furniture. It's the regular lighting that you would have in your living room at home, lamp lighting, and it is calming. And so that is another suggestion. For those of you who work in a big open space with cubicles, unfortunately, you're not going to have that option. But if you can make other accommodations, that might help. If you can ask for your cubicle to not be in the center of the office because your anxiety's high and you got all these people walking around you and all that, you can ask, can I be on the outer perimeter? Can I, but not by the bathroom because those craps are taking place there. But like, can I be on the perimeter on the other side of the room where people aren't taking craps, and then that way, and for those of you who are stuck by the bathroom, maybe a little aromatherapy to try to
Mask.
what's coming out of people after lunch. Some people, they don't eat good lunch.
All during the day.
Or all during the day. Okay, here's the other thing you could do, because those are things to increase your level of comfortability. But another thing you can do is ask to start hybrid. And so to ease into it. Now, what this might mean.
Tell them what hybrid is.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. Hybrid is when people are working both from home and in the office, as opposed to 100% from home or 100% from the office. Now, be prepared. Your boss may say, well, then you need to start earlier because everybody's coming back in this office May 1st. So you need to be fully in the office by May 1st. So if you want to do this hybrid mess, you need to start that in April. And so, yeah, it's going to be anxiety inducing for you to have to start going back into the office earlier, but it's a part of the systematic desensitization. You have to systematically desensitize to the office setting. It's worth it to start earlier if it's going to help you to desensitize. Does that make sense what I'm saying, D?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Another thing, you can take some headphones to help kind of block out, because some of my clients are like, it's noisy in the office. It's constant chatter, and some people talk on the phone, but they don't have a phone voice. So you hear their whole conversation and da-da-da-da-da. And so it's like, you can take some headphones, earbud, to kind of tune out some of that. And then practice your cognitive and behavior coping interventions throughout the day. Your breathing exercises, diaphragmatic breathing, where you breathe from your diaphragm, you breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth for a count of like 4 or 5. You just focus on your breathing, okay? It slows down and calms your, it slows down your heart rate, especially if you revving up towards a panic attack. It slows down the whole respiratory function, all that. And then, so just, there are different apps that you can listen to, meditation apps and different things like that. Oh, we got to wrap this up. Okay, so the last thing is give yourself a break by having lunch outside of the office. Go outside and get some fresh air. For your 15-minute breaks, go outside and take a walk. Like, don't just drown yourself in office environment the whole 8 hours. Okay, so D, can you think of anything else to help people to return to the office?
I think you summed it up very well.
Okay, so I think we're good for today. That is our show for today. Thank you all for joining us. And remember, worry about nothing.
And pray about everything.
Thank you and God bless.
Bye bye now.